welcome to Army Think Tank episode 46. I'm Jen.
Jess.
And you're getting hair towel Jen this week because I just showered. It happens. How are we doing this week?
We're doing all right. That last week was it was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, we're doing all right.
Taking it one day at a time, but
one day at a time.
Very soon we'll be in LA.
Yeah,
very excited.
Well, we're recording on Monday, so Monday, 15 days left.
Yeah, very excited.
Mm-hmm.
I got my my carry-on suitcase out. I have this Russian doll suitcase video that Jess can probably insert somewhere. It was pretty hey, save space.
Yeah, I agree.
You got 4 suitcases into one in the other, so pretty
nice.
Funny. But yeah, I've just been taking like a week, one day at a time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been grinding RuneScape for the past 10 days. It was double EXP. You gotta use it.
A friend of my brother's and I, we were playing Red Dead Redemption 2 yesterday and the day before.
Very nice.
He had like an extra code, so he was like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Sure." And he was like, "We can play online together."
Oh, the second one?
Yeah, the second one. Yeah, I haven't played all the way through the first one, but I've played enough.
I've seen some funny ass video of online Red Dead 2.
Some of the physics in that game is like really hilarious. Like there was we actually ran into each other on our horses, and my character like.
So you guys were like jousting or something.
By accident, like we were trying to like get this mission done, and I literally run into my friend's horse, and like my character goes like flying into the mud and just like face plants in the mud. It was the funniest shit I've ever
and
seen.
Probably just got up.
Yeah, I just got up totally normal because it's game
it's either
physics.
You die,
yeah,
or you get up as if nothing happened.
Yeah, that's like those are one of 2 options. If I ever fall, just leave me.
It's a bit like the same as GTA.
Oh my god, yeah. The physics make no sense. But
this one makes it so much fun.
It makes it fun, yeah. I like the Western frontier aspect of
I'm gonna send
Red
you a
Dead.
video after this. Like the jokes are somewhat like you can doubt them and be like, what is this? But it's so fucking fun. I'm sure you'll like it. But yeah, video games. We're channeling our inner in the SOOP Jin.
Facts.
Though we can't be as god tier as in the SOOP Jin when it comes to video games. It's not possible.
Yeah, you need more time to be god level.
True. To beat a whole game in 3.5 hours.
Yeah, you really do. really do.
All right, but November is Diabetes Awareness Month. And so, as we said 2 episodes ago, we would share anecdotes, stories related to it, because I'm a type 1 diabetic and Jess's brother is a type 1 diabetic. So I'm very excited for your story this week, Jess. You need to go first.
Oh yes, the diagnosis story. Okay, so it was like My brother was 7, so I was 9 at the time. And it was just one of those mornings that like everybody was just not feeling well. Like my brother was extremely thirsty and like basically downed like 3 glasses of water in the span of like less than 2 minutes. Ate a whole bunch of cereal and then threw it all up. Which was
Oh.
yeah, like it was just like liquid. And then I had probably one of the biggest migraines I've had ever in my life, to the point where like I couldn't see, I couldn't get off the couch, so fatigued. It was like some of the most intense pain I've ever had, and I get migraines all of the time, but this was like a very intense migraine.
Yeah.
So between my brother like throwing up anything that he ate or drank for that matter and just being extremely thirsty, and then me not being able to see and not being able to leave the couch, my mom decided to take us both to the ER.
Makes sense.
So
Might as well do everything in one go.
yeah, so my dad was at work. He had already left for work because my dad is one of those crazy people who like go to work at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, my dad leaves the house at like 3 a.m. to go to work.
Yeah, he just wants to be there early or something. Be there early and then leave early. That's like his thing. So my mom's like calling my dad on the car ride to the ER. So we both get triaged in separate rooms too. Like we're completely separated from each other. So I have no idea what's going on with Matt. So my mom is with Matt. My dad has arrived at the hospital, so he is with me. I get some intense drugs, and let me tell you, that shit was wild. It was like they like gave me this IV of this fluid and it was cold, like so cold going in. I could
feel it.
I could feel it like entering my system and like going across my chest. It was like the weirdest thing. I was feeling great in like, I don't know, like 30 minutes. I was like, I'm in my bliss. I'm in my bliss. And then
I have no doubt.
The doctors with Matt just come in and start treating him. Like not even telling my mom what's happening. Like they already knew what was going on, but not even telling my mom. So they're like treating him and giving him shit. And she's like, I'm sorry, what are you doing to my son? And they're like, oh yeah, he has type 1 diabetes. Did nobody come and tell you that? She was like, no. What the hell? So we have like the doctor comes in to my room where I'm like laying on the hospital bed, my dad's in the corner, and my mom comes in with a doctor and they're like explaining diabetes. And I'm just like, what's happening? Like what's going on? Like I'm drugged. I don't like have any like what they were saying, I don't remember because I was just so beyond this world at that point. That it was just like it wasn't the time. You know what I mean? Like it was not the time for them to come in and explain what was happening to my younger brother. So yeah, they come in. From what my parents told me, they come in and they're like explaining what diabetes is, and the next like week and a half he's like at the hospital in the children's ward. And the irony part of this also is like it was the Winter Olympics at the time.
Okay.
And it was the gold final hockey game on that week. So honestly, like people could have died and nobody would have cared because all of them were watching the hockey game.
I mean, I get it. Our Olympic hockey teams, especially the female one, is...
Yeah, this was the men's one, so it was US versus Canada,
Of
gold medal hockey game. So, yeah. We just spent he spent like a week, maybe 2 weeks there. And then we would come in like every day and learn how to administer, basically like a first aid training course, but just specifically for diabetes.
Yeah, didn't heard that.
Yeah. And I've done like a few first aid
My parents
courses,
did
so.
it twice.
Oh yeah, because your brother.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was it was just like a series of events that like all culminated together. I'm pretty sure we aged like both my parents at the same time. 'Cause having both your kids in the hospital for different things. Yeah, same time, different things, and then one of them having like a serious illness, and the other. I mean, migraines are like,
yeah, they're very serious too.
they're very serious. So, uh, it was a time. Yeah.
We're continuing on the diagnosis train because last week I talked about mine, but this week I thought I would talk about my brothers. Because my family is all or nothing, I guess. It's both children or none of them.
It's all or none.
Yeah. So as I said last week, I got diagnosed in May of 2010. My brother got diagnosed about 2.5 years later. He got diagnosed in October of 2012, exactly 20 days after his birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And honestly, he could have been diagnosed a lot sooner because my mom was a bit of in denial about it. Like she didn't want to have both her children have the same chronic illness.
Yeah.
So my brother for the longest time was literally skin and bones, would not grow. He was like very small. Same like symptoms, very thirsty, going to the bathroom a lot. Contrary to me, he did not pee the bed. What a lucky dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, his growth literally just stopped. Like in my case, I started my menstruation, had it for 1 month, and then stopped. And then it came back after obviously. Yeah. And so I think it was like my dad at one point that told my mom, like, we need to have him go see our family doctor and have some blood work done.
Yeah.
Because like he's not growing. And that's not normal for a 13-year-old to be skin and bones with the amount of food he was consuming.
Yeah.
And like the men in my family are pretty tall. So for him to be like still smaller than my 4'11" grandma at 13 was a bit suspicious. Like, what is going on? And so he finally gets tested. Lucky for him, he wasn't in nature for like a week while my doctor could have gotten the results. And he got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It broke my mom completely. I remember clearly one night being upstairs in my room and just hearing my mom cry in my dad's arms saying both my children are broken. It was really, really hard on her because obviously she just wants the best for her kids.
Yeah.
And being the big sister, all I wanted was to protect my little brother. And so like that's something I've been like telling to a lot of people, that if I could have him not be type 1, like I would have taken the burden by myself like 1,000 times, because he's my little brother. Like I care for him. But he went to the children's hospital. They got him in directly because he was like very small. Like skin and bones and everything. But lucky for him, he didn't get to spend the night in the observation rooms in the ER. They sent him home because they already had a diabetic kid, me. So he got to come home, and since my parents, like, I knew how to do it, my parents knew how to do it,
Right.
we could start like give him insulin and have him be like in his own bed and everything.
Right.
And then my parents had the luck to go through the 5-day classes again. Also, my dad doesn't remember most of it, even though he did it twice. Because my mom was more like in charge of it.
See, my parents, I feel like they both have an equal. They both have an equal.
Don't get me wrong. My dad loves to
thing.
inject me because it means he get an alcohol swab and he can use it on my whole arm instead of just the injection site. He's weird, but he's my dad, so it makes sense.
My dad's like methodically. My parents are both like very organized people. So like when we found out we still have it actually, is a giant binder that was full of information, insulin doses, menus from restaurants, like any sort of like food information.
What's
like
really
counting.
fun with like restaurants now is that they have like the food information, like most of them have the food information on their websites now.
Yeah. Well, and I think like when you get older, like especially like Matt, he's like he's had it for so long, like since he was diagnosed so young, that he kind of knows his body and can sort of regulate it naturally without like counting the carbs or like counting.
I'm also
measuring.
Like, especially at restaurants, I've gotten so good at guessing approximately how many carbs.
Yeah, like it's just like one of those things that like it enters your brain, but it like never leaves because it's just something you have to do every single day.
But like my brother's not the same. So like whenever we would be out, my mom would turn to me and was like, "How much?" But yeah, so like after my brother started like getting insulin and his body started to like go back to normal, damn, that boy grew up. Boy.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was like, I'm not your little brother anymore. I was like, you're younger, shut up. I'm the one that can still like karate chop you to oblivion, so but yeah, it wasn't like the happiest story, but like at the end of the day, at least because he had been exposed to it for like 2.5 years, it wasn't as scary for him when he got diagnosed than, for example, for me and my family when I got diagnosed, because it was completely new.
Totally, yeah.
So yeah, he got like lucky even though it was unlucky.
Yeah, he got lucky that he had people who already knew what was going on.
Yeah, and because of that, well, we already had like a very good like sibling relationship, but my brother and I are like, we have a very good relationship,
right,
and we can talk to each other about pretty much anything. And he's called a little bitch in my phone, so you know what kind of relationship that is.
Yeah, it's a sibling one.
Yeah, I love my brother. He's a little bitch.
Like most little brothers are.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. What that is. I do very well.
Yeah, and I married a little brother. Because he's the youngest in this family.
Actually, both my mom and my dad and Matt are all the youngest, so they have no idea the plight of the older child. So
yeah, my dad is the oldest, my mom is the youngest, but like a lot of the time she'll say like my older brother acts as if he's the youngest.
Yeah, because we want attention. Because we never get attention.
Yeah. But that's our stories for this week. I believe
Yeah.
we will only have like one more.
Yeah, next week will
Yeah,
be the
one
last
more, because after
Oh,
that it's gonna be the concert.
I have so many to choose from. There's so many hilarious ones or like awful ones to choose from.
Yeah, I have I think next week I'm gonna go into more like small anecdotes or like small stories.
The only ones that like come to mind are like some big stories that we've
Because I have a
been
story
through.
about that one time we forgot one of my insulins on a trip to the US.
Oh my god.
That's yeah.
Yeah, the US is
You can look forward to that next week.
I have a couple, but I'll talk with my brother, see if he has one that he wants me
I
to
knew that he wants
share.
to.
Because the one that I'm thinking about, I don't know if he wants that one to be shared
Publicly
or not.
known.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell it to my friends because it's honestly hilarious.
Yeah,
like
I
now,
wanna know.
but
I'm just like I'm curious to know as a fellow type 1 diabetic.
yeah. Oh, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep, it was a whole thing.
So shall we get into our K-pop news?
Yes, we have a little bit this week.
A little bit.
A little bit.
The first thing I wanted to highlight or talk about is that a couple of weeks ago we talked about, like we mentioned, in the SOOP pop-up shop in Korea and how much we like wish we could go.
If only I lived in Korea.
Yesterday, an Australian based in Korea YouTuber actually went to the pop-up shop. And so it was so fucking cute. Like Soupy was everywhere. Like I wish I could have the Soupy plush. He's so cute.
He's so cute. He's like a little blob.
Yeah, I love him. And like around the shop he had like they put like some food like cardboard props in his hands. So, like one of them he had like a lamb chop. Another one he had like socks with a hat on his head, like a bucket hat.
Oh my god.
And so they showed us like some of the clothes, like some of the poster for both like BTS and 17, because the pop-up shop was for both groups.
Yeah.
They showed some of the butter stuff. So we got to see, like they showed us like the butter cookies.
Oh.
It's like they're so cute and they're just like butter cookies with the word butter on it. But like
butter cookies are so good.
Yeah, I love butter cookies. Like speaking of cookies, random tangent. Christmas is coming, which means cookie season.
It does. There's lots of cookies happening.
Yeah, my mom is full on macaroons and cookie season right now in preparation for Christmas.
Damn.
She said she'll try to send me some, so I'm excited.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, so I just wanted to like talk a little bit about it because we got to see like an insider kind of view into it.
Right.
Instead of just like photos of the whole thing. So
that's adorable.
It's pretty cute. We got a bunch of Bangtan bombs.
I know, this week has just been full of like what is happening? We got like a eat gin for when they were in New York for the UN. We had a breakfast eat gin situation with his freaking forehead just like
mission to dance ice cream debacle where Jin and Tae just like fought for an ice cream.
What was happening? Like I don't know.
It's Taejin. What do you
I don't know. They're like wild crazy. I wanted to eat everything. Like I just wanted to eat everything. I was just so hungry. I shouldn't watch these things when I'm like
It's like you don't
hungry.
go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
Yeah, because otherwise you like just buy everything.
You buy all the snacks.
Yeah.
And we also got the Bangtan bomb with the Pomeranian, the small doggo.
My heart. The BTS interacting with dogs is just the best thing ever. He was just so small, like so tiny.
We were like, how old is he? He was like, 2? How is he so small? And then they're like, Yontan has gotten so big. He's like Godzilla.
I'm just like thinking of like all of their dogs and like how well all their dogs fit with their personalities.
Honestly, that doggo would be a Jimin doggo.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. I just like scooping him up and putting him. It's so cute.
For me, it was like the part where Jin was like paw, and whenever he would give paw, it was like, oh my, oh my, oh my. Like,
look how small they are.
And Yoongi was like, he doesn't seem interested.
And Tae just sitting with him in the car. Just so
yeah,
cute.
whenever he was bringing into the car, like the side where he was holding him and just looking at the camera was giving like boyfriend vibes, like, oh, we're getting a dog.
Yeah. It was a lot. Tae, I'm gonna need you to chill. Okay.
Yeah, we say that pretty much every episode.
Yeah, because they have no chill. It's like non-existent.
Tae is a problem all the time.
Yes. Yes, they all are all the time. It's very annoying. Yeah, we got a lot of Bangtan bombs this week, and they were all focused like the minus the Eat Jin one, but the other two, the ice cream and the doggo,
that Permission to Dance. I think it's like the lead up to the
concert, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of content, and I'm nervous. It just makes me nervous.
Also, have you seen that a lot of people have been announcing world tours?
I did, yeah, twice recently. Just announced theirs.
Twice. Eric Nam added more dates.
He did.
Still not coming to Misery.
Big sad.
Coming
to Calgary though, so I will see you in Calgary, Eric. Get ready.
But a lot of people have been speculating that the press conference on the second date might be announcing an actual world tour for BTS. That are some of the speculations that have been going around.
It's interesting that they're having a news conference on the second day. Maybe it's just because their schedule. Well, maybe it's just
we're not the last. What is this?
Maybe it's just because their schedules are so packed. I don't know.
Maybe.
It is sus though. I'm super sussed about that.
Or they just like making us clowns.
Well, it's just okay. So like, they were on Weverse. First of all, sorry, Junie. I'm so sorry that your file got deleted. That is awful. I have done that before.
It's awful, but also kind of funny.
It's like one of those things where you put so much time and effort into doing something, and like Pro Tools files, those are like the worst to recover.
I'm sorry, I just had a flashback to like I've had a laptop bug and close mid-translation once. And like in most of like artistic or like linguistic fields, projects are due the day like yesterday.
Yeah.
When you get it.
Oh yeah.
So it's the worst. But also I'm just like, you kind of have to laugh a little about it because otherwise you'd be crying.
God, yeah, I've spent so much like sleepless nights trying to recover stuff, and it's so difficult, especially when you have like so many layers of things. So like whether it's footage of audio, like that's like over like 20 to 25 tracks of audio that you just deleted. That's some bullshit. And I've done it before and it sucks. Trust me.
Yeah, I've had that one time when that happened.
Ah,
I was like super proud of one paragraph out of the text because like the structure was so good, like my choice of word was excellent, lost the file, and then I was like, I don't remember what I wrote.
it's just it's awful. I dislikes only. Dislikes only.
But like Jin has been also been like super active on Weverse.
And Jimin too. I Jin is hilarious, first of all. There was like one where somebody was like, "Hey Jimin, do you want let's get married?" And Jin just commented on their post, "No."
No.
Like, is that army okay?
The mom of BTS have spoken.
I mean, if you don't get approval from Jin, like, I think that you're done. Like, you're done.
But like
You're
I
done.
believe most of BTS would be like, no one is leaving with Jimin. Like
Yeah, yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
I mean, they're like that with any of the members, but like Jimin is the little mochi of the group. So
Yeah. Well, and Jimin was also pretty active. He was okay. The active though was weird. He was asking about
he's
how
not that active often.
and asking, "Have you had any dreams lately?" is sus. And there was a whole it was a whole thing on Twitter of them of armies being like, "Is that the new song? Is that the new album title?"
We're clowns. Why are we
Clowns. We
doing
live in
this,
Clownville.
Jess?
I mean, to be honest, like I saw some of the theories and I was like, I mean, it could be. They've mentioned like dreams quite a few times.
Yeah. Even at the end of the On MV.
Yeah. Something about
So
dreams. Something about dreams. I don't know.
I would like to
There's
remember
something
mine.
there. The thing that makes me mad though is like some armies were like, stop theorizing, like it's so annoying. And I'm like, but that's like half the fun. And
Yeah.
Tay has said in an interview that he loves like reading armies' theories on what they're gonna do next. So I don't know why y'all are
Who
mad.
knows? Maybe it'll give them some ideas.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like a lot of the time we're wrong, but that's okay. Like it's okay to be collectively wrong if we're doing it together.
Yeah, when we're right, it's like we're
It's
losing our
like,
shit.
okay. Like we were right about Permission to Dance having a concert, so I
It never
mean,
happens.
it never happens that we're right. So we savor those moments.
But also, we got, I think like last night we got RM's balance game. Shall we go through it real quick?
Definitely.
Let me pull it up. Okay, so basically, the balance game is basically like you have a couple questions and you have like two answers that are like strictly opposite from the other,
Yeah.
and he basically chooses the one that applies to him. And so the first one, so this is all RM. I believe they're probably gonna post like the
The
others over the
others.
next couple of days.
Yeah, yeah. And this is part of like the army membership. Like it was like it's an extra thing when you have the army membership.
Yeah. And so it was like work-life balance. And he chose get to work late, go home late. These boys love to sleep, so I'm not surprised. Lunch menu. He chose easy choices. Company cafeteria. I mean, he's at Hybe. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Everyone's like, the food is so good and blah blah blah. If you have the opportunity, eat at Hybe. And we're like, that's never gonna happen, boys.
Maybe.
Because we're sad. And then preferred seat, he chose give me the feels, great views, and sunny spot in the window seat.
I agree
This
with
is
that.
like the most RM answer.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
This boy loved his views and nature, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Got a pile of work to do. Your choice.
Put it
Put
off
it off as long as I can.
That's actually kind of
Good.
funny.
It's really funny because you'd expect him to be like, "Oh, get it done," so
Yeah,
you can,
yeah.
like, do something else.
Yeah.
But that's really funny. If there's a chance to take an overseas business trip, and obviously, very obviously, he answered travel means opportunities.
Yeah.
Get dynamic with an international business trip.
Which I agree with. That would be my choice as well.
Yeah, me too. Though I love staying home like once in a while. It's very like I love being able to just like go and do shit elsewhere.
I don't think that I'm not really I wouldn't call myself like a homebody. I don't think I crave um
I'm in the in between.
being
It
in one
depends.
spot.
It depends heavily on how I'm feeling. So like
Yeah.
for me, just being able to like with my move, it's like a big change in scenery. So like I'm good being home now, but like that's because I changed homes. But like going to LA for a couple of days, like I'm very excited because one, never been to LA, two, we're meeting up, and three, we're gonna do a bunch of shit.
Yeah, it's a
Because like I'm a fairly like routine person, but I need to get out of my routine like every so often.
mm,
But I also have no choice into being a routine person.
yeah, true. I would say I do fall into routines, but I get bored very easily. Especially if I'm not being challenged enough, like
Yeah.
in work in particular. If I'm not being
Mhm.
challenged enough, I just get bored very easily and then I lose interest and then I don't care about the work that's being done. Like I'll do it and to the best of my ability. I just don't
Yeah.
care about it anymore. And that becomes like a problem because like if you don't care about it, then you're not gonna put as much effort into if things are like happening, you're like, oh well.
Yeah. It's finally payday. Buy everything in my shopping cart.
I feel like I'm like an in-between of these two things.
Yeah.
Like I do put some of it into savings, but I also do buy everything in my cart. So
Yeah.
I'm like an in-between, I feel like.
And the last one is if your company adopts a uniform.
Oh, choosing my
And
own clothes.
yeah, fashion icon RM.
Yeah,
Choose my own clothes to fit my own style.
I agree with that, like wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I think like
My high school didn't even have like a shirt uniform like most public school in my region growing up. So like most of my friends were either in a private school with a full uniform or in a public school with a shirt uniform.
oh
And I was just here like I get to wear whatever the fuck I want.
yeah,
Well, still according to the
dress
code.
code. Yeah. We had like a dress code, but it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't that
It was
bad.
it
Like
was it was pretty bullshit because our school didn't have AC
yeah.
and the ventilation was really bad.
Yeah. I mean, I went to a Catholic school, which is kind of surprising that we didn't have uniforms, but
That's true, actually.
we did not have I did
Now
not have
that you're
uniforms.
saying that,
Yeah, it was odd, but yeah, we didn't have uniforms. We just had like a dress code. And of course, dress codes. Don't even get me started on dress codes.
especially for girls. No, I'm not getting started on that.
All I can tell you is they're dumb. So,
My shoulders are not sexy. That's all
no.
I'm gonna say.
They do not distract.
No, absolutely not. Let's see. MTV EMAs.
Yes, European Music Awards.
Was that awards we got or nominations?
No, those are the ones that we got.
Damn. Because I only saw one of those.
Yeah, we got all 4 categories.
Damn.
Yeah.
So BTS won Best Pop,
Of course.
Best Group,
Yeah.
Best K-Pop,
Naturally.
and biggest fans. Let's go ARMY!
Woo!
We're gonna pull an RM.
I'm also gonna say, like, don't give like articles and stuff clicks for the stuff that we achieve, because a lot of the time they're just like backhand compliments, or like being like, why did they win, or they only won because blah blah blah. Like, no, let's just have fun. We can celebrate our wins, and that's it. I'm so tired of,
we'll throw a party for ourselves.
Yeah, like I'm so tired of this narrative. Like, the only reason they win these awards is because they have a big fan base, and they do have a big fan base. ARMYs are massive, and we do have like global pull, but that's not the main reason why they win these awards. They win these awards because they're BTS, and they put in the work,
they deserve it,
and they deserve it. Like, I don't know why you would think otherwise. And also, don't listen to other like stands of other groups. Like, I've said this before, I'm pretty sure, but like, if you want the awards, stop complaining about,
and put in the work.
Put in the effort and the work. Like, we win them because we put in the effort and the work. It takes a lot of work and a lot of organization, but we do it all the time.
To pull it off, you also can. You just need to put in the effort.
Yeah. And like, I would be totally okay if somebody else won because they put in the effort. Like, okay, congratulations. But like, don't come at me and say, well, like, you should just
if
let
your
others
group
win.
Or your artist wins, like, ARMY will not go after you.
No.
And insult you.
No, at least most ARMYs won't. And the ones that like do that,
actual ARMYs.
Yeah. the ones that do that are they're not ARMY. So
exactly. So like, actual ARMYs are extremely respectful and will actually celebrate with you.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
We do it all the time.
But we won't stand for injustice, especially against the boys.
Yeah, no. No, sorry, but no.
Sorry, but no.
Sorry, not sorry at this point, honestly.
Do you want to talk about the Werverse Magazine?
Yeah, article? So there was another Werverse Magazine article. Again, I freaking love Werverse Magazine. It's such a good in-depth look at Big Hit and the artists that are under that umbrella. And they do a really good job of like asking good questions and doing the research and all this kind of stuff. So it's definitely worth a read. This time was the 2021 Big Hit Music Global Audition. So that they were talking to TXT and some staff members about the process of going through becoming a Big Hit trainee and maybe eventually an artist at Big Hit. So what I found the most interesting about this article was the fact that they, and this is coming from TXT themselves, is they really have an emphasis on music and loving music. So they like make you take classes about music and how to like be better musicians and better artists. And even like Hunikai says, like, Big Hit Music allows artists to love and enjoy music with ease. So it doesn't feel like it's like work, right? It feels like it's an enjoyable thing that you could do.
Which I think it's really important, especially in the K-pop industry where they're always so busy all the time.
Well, and that's just it. Like, if you don't love what you do, the audience
makes it feel like a chore.
Yeah, and the audience can tell that you're not into it. And some of the other things that they were talking about in here was like choreography, for example. They want to like give you choreography that you can do and that's fun and maybe a little bit challenging. So it's very fascinating, um, especially because I know that they put out this article because they're doing a global
Yeah.
audition for their newest girl group.
And I also think it's like really interesting and pretty to the point, especially that they went and interviewed TXT about it,
Yeah.
considering Unica is technically the first foreigner to debut under Big Hit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and Tay says like even every challenge is an experience and you learn from failure. So if your dream is to become a singer, be sure to jump and apply for the audition. Even if your efforts don't always bear fruit right away, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. So keep going. Those who share the same dream and those who have the same passion for performing, their dreams will eventually run into each other again somewhere someday. And I think
Because also a
that's,
lot of the time they're gonna give you feedback.
yeah, and I think that's such a good like approach to have. It's like not all failure is bad, and you can use those opportunities to learn and grow and become better in the end. I think
Yeah.
that's such a smart way for Hype to sort of, put, well, Big Hit, like the audition section anyway. I think that's like such a good way for Big Hit to phrase and to get people to audition. Is like, you might not get it this time, but like keep trying, keep auditioning, keep going. If it's your dream to do something and you fail at it, failure is okay because then it shows you what you need to improve on and where you can go from there. I always like look at, and failure is such like a, it's such an awful way to describe something because it's not, you're not failing at anything.
But
If
also
you
it's
try,
not, it's gotten such a bad connotation to it.
yeah, like if you try and you put effort into something but you don't make it, that's not failure. That's just like a bump in the road, or like, you know, uh
It's an
uh
opportunity for you to improve on yourself
yeah, and
and your skills.
it's just like something you need to move past. Like it's not a failure. You didn't fail at it. You just need to try a different approach, or, like study more, or, you know, do more choreography or sing more. Like it's those kind of things. Like you just need to improve. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It just means that you're not right for the time
You're not
and
quite
place.
there yet, but that doesn't mean you won't
Yeah.
ever
And a
get
lot
there.
of this stuff is about timing, right? Like
Mhm.
it's all about timing. Like if you're not in the right place at the right time, sometimes it just doesn't happen that way,
Yeah.
you know? So I just found it was a very like
It's
interesting
always so
and
constructive, like these
super constructive.
articles.
Well, and I think like especially since they have their audition coming up so soon, to have like their youngest group minus and hyphen, but they kind of went through a different process, so I don't really count them as,
Yeah, it's not exactly
it's
the
it's
same.
it's not like an audition process, so it's like not, it is an audition process, but it was like set up completely differently.
Yeah.
But I think having like TXT be the one to sort of um, share their stories and have them be like the bridge between
My
auditionees.
babies.
Yeah, I think that was like one of the smartest things that they
They're
have
also
done,
so eloquent.
for sure.
Just
Yeah.
gonna say that.
And like their ability to be like, here's the reality of being a trainee, but also here's like the hope that I can leave you with, you know. And I love that Hybe is, or like Big Hit is completely like focused on creating their artists to love and appreciate and, focus on their music
Yeah, to
without,
keep them passionate about
to
their,
keep them passionate
yeah.
about it, because that's like part of the battle, is to keep the engagement and passion
I mean, why do
alive.
you think BTS has been around for so long?
Yeah.
Obviously, they love what they do.
Yeah. And I think, Big Hit kind of created this environment where they could do that. And TXT is again like still successful, and they're
I'm
growing,
just gonna
and
put it out there. Why do you think BTS and TXT are like the most chaotic groups out there? Because they're in a healthy work environment.
Yeah, they're allowed to like be themselves,
themselves.
but still be in a group at the same time because
Mhm.
they're fostered in that environment where you're
It's
in
so
a
good to
group,
see.
but you can still have individuality within that group, which is super important because I find, like if you don't have individuality, it kind of you get lost in this sort of like, oh, it's just a group of people
Yeah.
together, you know what I
You
mean?
just like lose yourself as well.
Yeah. And that's like half the fun is like, seeing the individual personalities
Yeah.
of BTS or TXT because they have such distinct ways of looking at things and distinct personalities that you can sort of like clock, especially in music creation too. Like you can completely tell when like RM has like touched a piece of music because it completely has his
Yeah.
style attached to it, you know what I mean? Or like when Yoongi and J-Hope are like writing verses and lyrics, is you can tell who had a hand in that because it has their distinct style attached to it. And when the three of them are together, the three of them have their like own distinct like sort
It
of style
creates a
together.
masterpiece.
Yeah, so it's cool to see that like these artists are allowed to be themselves and to like try things and like experiment, and it's like a safe environment to do so because there's lots of places that don't have that same uh
It's gonna
ability.
be sad to say, but like a big chunk of the industry is very toxic.
Very much so.
But on in other TXT news, they did a full cover of Dynamite.
It's so good.
Honestly, like TXT is like they always do it right when it comes to BTS covers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm thinking back to like the when they did Dynamite at the New Year's Eve live.
mhm.
That was like so
Or
much
when they
fun.
did
Didn't they
why am I
do Boy
blanking
with
on
Love?
no, it wasn't Boy with Love. It was another Boy with Love. What's the name of it, Jess?
Boy in Love?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I was like, why am I blanking on this? Yeah, they did Boy in Love.
Oh yeah. I remember now.
It was also fire.
Yes, yes,
But yeah,
yes.
I feel like TXT is like the only group that does BTS covers, right? I mean, they have so much respect for
Yeah.
BTS and they're like fanboys, and I love that. They're fanboys of each other.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's adorable. I love
I
it.
just always think back of, please give us your number. Like we want to be friends. Please give us your number. And they're like,
Please.
we haven't given you our numbers. that was funny.
Oh
And
man.
we also got a Frost special performance, which was like exactly like the concert. Now you understand why I was dead after that concert. Do you understand now, Jess?
I have a lot of thoughts about.
Did you see the two videos?
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yep. Yep. The fits, first of all.
Yeah, I believe that's what they were at the concert or like something similar.
They looked uh like I don't even like the goth sort of like emo boy,
They look deranged. That's the whole
e-boy
point.
look is just it's a lot. It suits them very well. Which hurts me internally. Um yeah. They were great though. Like the performance was awesome. Frost is such an interesting song to me. Like that intro definitely it's fascinating. Like the intro leads into the song and you're like, I don't know what's happening.
They're
Like,
going insane.
like the song is so like chaotic in like a good way. Like I'm not saying it's like chaotic in a bad way. It's just like it's very chaotic as a song.
Yeah, I do feel that Yeonjun and Kai,
It suits their styles
they
super well.
shine a lot through
Super
that
well.
performance.
Oh, 100%. It's like Tay with like that rock vibe. Like he
Yep.
fits that so well.
Recently, Kai has been like in my book like MVP a lot because
Yeah.
he also has that rock vibe.
He does have,
Now.
yeah. It's like that mixture between like it's like e-boy rock.
Yeah.
They like nail that aesthetic super well. Especially Yeonjun. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the 90s since he's, you know what I mean? Like since he was born in the 90s, I feel like it's that influence vibe that definitely like has a chokehold.
He's like my
I'm
brother,
here for
born
it.
in '99.
I'm
Says
I'm here for it.
he's barely in the.
I know, but like that style was still like
I
happening
know.
during like
But
the
like all
early
of them did
2000s.
so freaking well.
Yeah, it was a great performance for sure.
Also, real quick, on that Dynamite cover, when your bias does your bias part, it's a problem. Subin did Yoongi's part.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm aware.
But otherwise, in the last piece of BTS news, Jin's Yours debut at number 2 on this week's overall digital song sale chart.
It did, which is fantastic.
Also, I have something to have you listen to real quick. I saw this morning on TikTok.
New entry. It's a new song from Jin. You know him as one of the members of BTS, and it's the new theme song for a K-drama series. It's gone mad. Number 1 on iTunes in 82 countries. Yours is straight into the UK's biggest chart show at number 24.
It was on radio?
Uh-huh. In the UK.
Oh, that's crazy.
Number 24 on the UK top 40.
That's crazy, honestly. Like, that's wild.
I saw this morning and I was like, what?
That doesn't happen for an OST. Like,
Mhm.
that does not happen.
That's absolutely
Ever.
insane.
I mean, that only happens like once in a while. That's crazy.
I
Wow.
had to share that with you.
It's great. I think by the end of it, there was like 90 countries that had number 1 on iTunes.
Yeah, 90 or like close to 90.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 90, but yeah. Wild. There's so many wild things happening. So many records, so little time.
But are you ready for artist shout out?
Yes, let's do it.
I gotta go get something real quick for
Artist shout out. Okay, I will say mine then while you're doing that. So my artist this week is called Bang Tufts, and they do carpet designs for some of BTS's album covers and songs. They have like a butter carpet, both the original version and featuring Megan Thee Stallion. They also have Young Forever, the hot air balloon as a carpet.
Ooh.
Yeah. They also recently added Jungkook and Jimin like portrait as like a
Ooh,
carpet.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and they
Not
were.
sure I can step on their face though.
Me neither. I like the. Oh, and they also have the tiny tan whale.
Oh.
It's a cute little rug. It's super cute. So definitely go and check those. Check out their Instagram.
All right.
Yeah, I found them on TikTok, which is
Of course.
of course.
Of course.
I'm just always on TikTok.
So my artist this week is Dreams in K-pop on Etsy. They normally do mostly like double-sided photo cards.
Oh.
But they are also the ones that made this, which is the permission to dance vaccination card holders for the concert.
Yay!
And so they had like multiple designs, multiple colors. I got the purple army ones. And I like those are like pretty good quality. So that's why I was like, I need to feature this as the artist. And I'm eventually probably gonna get photo cards, but I need to get it all first.
Yeah, it's totally fair.
Meme time?
I guess so. I saw this one this morning, which I will add first because it's
go ahead.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, let's do this real quick. What is yours?
Fifth emoji. Oh god, okay. Wait, is it like down or is it?
Yeah, it's down.
Okay. This is mine.
This is also mine.
I use that one so often.
Yeah.
I feel like this meme could be turned into so many different things. This is from the ice cream Bangtan pop.
Damn it.
I feel like this could be turned into like some kind of meme. These are the fans who call me short. Oh, I made this one recently for our group chat, but I thought it was like very funny because it's just like the people who are complaining, but it's like, but are you voting by streaming Shazamming though? Mm-hmm. Like you want to complain, but you're not doing anything about it?
For those on Twitter, I mostly vote on the actual website because I don't actually tweet that much. So don't come at me. I'm still voting, just not on Twitter.
I tweet so much. It's
I didn't catch that habit yet. But I think you'll like this one.
Not the Squirtle Squad.
The Squirtle Squad.
Oh my, this was my brother's favorite Pokemon episode because his favorite Pokemon is Squirtle.
Oh, that's cute.
I can't.
Oh god, there you go.
This is the same when they're like in the soup. Dad,
yeah, with
really? He's just getting cheated on all the time. So sad. And in the soup, the last episode, I'm just gonna tell you that bring your tissues for that last part because it's a lot. Oh my god, that's me all of the time. Like literally any room that I walk into, I'm like, why am I here?
Or like sometimes I'll just like open a tab on my browser and be like, what did I want to do?
What did I want to do here? Or I'm like in the or like I'm like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do for like lunch, and then I like go into the fridge and I look at things and I'm like, wait, what did I want to do? I don't remember. It's so dumb.
Oh, this is not BTS related, but I think you'll like it.
Oh my god. The coffee art. I live really close to a coffee shop. This is related to this. I live like really close to a coffee shop. Like it's like up the street from me. And I stopped there on Friday after I came back from getting my flu shot, and I was just getting a coffee, and the girl there like was pouring my coffee, and she's like, this latte art is awful. I'm so sorry. And I was like, girl, it's fine. I could not tell the difference, first of all. Second of all, it's abstract. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's completely abstract. You don't need to worry.
Revenge.
His whole forehead is exposed, Jen. His whole forehead is just out. It's a lot. He's a lot as a person.
I have a couple more.
Go for it.
I have this one.
I love Jimin praising June for his artwork.
Yeah.
Like, that was so sweet.
And his art was great. Like, the gradient.
It was awesome. I was like,
and
I don't know what you're
adding
talking
the rain
about.
was so good.
Yeah, I was like, Junie, I don't know what you're talking about. Your art is great. He's like, oh, it's not that great. I'm like, yes, it is.
It's great.
Hush. Oh my god. Yeah, this is pretty accurate. Twitter armies definitely be sniping.
I have this one. Also, I made an appearance in the SOOP.
Oh yes.
I'm always there.
Okay, Jin refusing to go with Hobie on his walk is the most hilarious
and
thing
then
ever.
afterwards being like, if you told me you were taking a walk instead of a jog, I would have gone. I was like, no, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't have. That to me is like peak. That's honestly, and that's me too. I like wake up and I'm like, you know what? I don't want it this week. Like I feel like bed is needed.
Yeah. Oh, I have one last one. Since it's almost
oh my god, yeah. This is like every single award show. We're just like, this is also us though, like waiting for BTS to appear in their performance and them saying it's in 10 minutes.
I don't want to talk about that.
Never believe when they say BTS in 10 minutes because that's a lie.
Or up next.
Yeah, that's a lie. It's a straight up lie.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
Do you have one last one to finish us off, or?
I don't think I do.
Okay, so shall we move on to songs of the week?
Yes.
I'm switching real quick. Okay. My BTS song this week is Bepse, or Silver Spoon for those who don't know the title Bepse. Because I have like this, yeah. Because I have like this stage mix that I absolutely love, and it's like super well edited and everything. I mean, you would probably have more insight onto that than me, but I just love that, and I've been watching it a lot. And it's just like an overall like amazing song anyway.
Yeah, true.
And my non-BTS song is Frost by TXT, because again, been watching those special performances a lot.
Yeah. So my BTS song is Disease. I don't know, that song is just so good. The
vibe.
Oh, it's such a vibe, and I'm here for the vibe. I'm here for it. And my non-BTS song is by One Republic, and it's called I Lived.
And I believe I know that song. It's a good song.
It's a good song. I like that song a lot. It's very like it makes me feel like, it makes me think to like traveling and like just like.
Is that the song that Glee covered in their last season, like at the very end?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like, yeah. I believe that's what it was. I love that song.
Yeah. And One Republic is like very in my vibe like based on like Imagine Dragons and Coldplay.
Yeah.
It's very like it's the
Yeah.
same sort of like alt rock vibe that I am definitely here for.
Alright, I believe this marks the end of this week's episode. As usual, we have a new podcast coming out every Thursday and a clip coming out every Sunday at 3 p.m. EST. We have 4 more episodes before the end of the year / end of the season. We talked about it a little bit last episode. We'll talk a little bit more when we're closer to take our little Christmas break. But otherwise, you can also listen to us on the go on every platform where you could listen to podcasts on the go. Otherwise, you can find us on our social at Army Think Tank or at Army Think Tank Podcast. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. So on that note, have a good week, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye!